They got to go Madison Square Garden. Game 1 is on Tuesday. First of all, Vaughn, what are the keys to the series? Who wins the series, and who also takes game 1?
I think the keys to this series are not much different than what you've seen from both teams. It's really about who's going to create their identity the best in game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many games it's going to be. Whoever's able to enact their identity onto the other team's not going to be able to handle that, right? They're not going to be able to absorb, and I don't think with either team is elite, right? This isn't the Bulls of '96. This isn't the Warriors with Kevin Durant, right? This isn't the early 2000s Shaq and Kobe Lakers where even if one doesn't play well, like they just had enough weapons to just beat you
Yeah.
down. Both of these teams are teams. And so I think,
Yeah.
for the Cavs, very similarly to what you just saw in this series, they're going to have to dominate the glass. I think for them, it's about the defensive end more than the offensive end because they're capable of
Okay.
scoring. I just don't know how capable they are of getting enough stops. And the team you just saw them face, you can load up on Cade, right? And sit there and have one guy waiting on him or a big waiting on him or double team. You can't really do that with Brunson as much. You can't really, do that with Cat as much because they got other guys that can make open threes like Bridges on the corner or Hart every once in a while will have an offensive spark. And you got OG that's coming back, right? It's a 3-and-D type dude. So they got more of a well-rounded team than Detroit was. So I think the key for Cleveland is defense. I think for the Knicks, it's can they continue that offensive system that you saw in the last series versus Philly? Does Cleveland have an answer for that? If Cleveland has an answer, hey, I think we're on a great series. If they don't, I'm not saying I'm not gonna be disrespectful and say it's gonna be over quick, but it's gonna be a much harder uphill battle for the Cavs. So those are the kind of way I think about the keys. And what was the second question you asked me?
Yeah. Who's going to win the series? And then piggyback off that, who's going to win game 1 on Tuesday?
Got it. So, I thought about this series because I knew it was coming, right? Back based on my prediction a long time ago on here on Cope's campus, I told everybody it was going to be game 7, Cleveland, walking off in New York or walking off in Detroit. Kind of saw this coming. So I'm not really like shocked. I look at this series and like I said to you before, the path has been paved for New York. They didn't have to get battle tested. They're the healthiest team potentially going in. They've got rest. You got OG coming back. New York's going to be crazy after they just, shut Joel Embiid and them boys up. And with all that being said, still I'm going Cleveland. And I'm picking Cleveland because I just think this is just too good to be true for New York, right? Like this is one of those Dallas Cowboy moments where everybody's on the bandwagon, everybody feels good, offense got fixed. They look really great in a series against the depleted Philly team that just came off of beating Boston, and everybody's riding high. Chevy's riding high, like Rick Ross. And here we go. The Cavs with Coco Jones in the stands, and my man Spider. And I still think Harden's gonna have a couple games in this series. And if Allen can do a remote piece of what he did, I gotta go Cavs, man. And I gotta go Cavs in 7 again. I think this is the same setup and scenario. I think it's gonna be a walk-off in Madison Square. I think Spike Lee's gonna be there, all in the video. I think, John Starks is gonna come back. They might even bring Spreewell back with the coach he choked just to make sure it's a semblance
PJ Carlissimo.
Yeah. They might even bring him back to see this L.